are taking small, itsy bits of information and blowing it up to turn your emotions and turn you against the good people that are supposed to be elected, okay? So I want to thank everybody. Be aware of ballot harvesting techniques, and we're going to move into a more presentation style press conference. David, I invite you to join. Otto Samuel, if you want to join, it's up to you, and we will bring up and do a table panel discussion. Okay? Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for coming today. Appreciate it.
Alo bà con, các cuộc họp báo của anh Jimmy Phạm đã chấm dứt các bà con. Thì cũng nhiều còn hội luận đó bà con. Thì phần giới thiệu thì lúc đầu thì đã xong rồi, giờ thấy phần hội luận đó bà con. Thì tất cả thành viên đang hội luận.
So you're going to sell to one of your friends and bury it in the consent calendar. That's shenanigans. That's inappropriate. And selling it for pennies on the dollar. How many of you can buy property in Westminster for $100?
Okay, let's move to the next. Thank you, Trustee Johnson. So at that meeting, 5 members approved the consent calendar. However, Councilman Tyler abstained. Okay, saying in 2020 he did not recall why he abstained. He ends up renting an office space at SDT Westminster. Okay, he had left the council in 2018, where he served for 2 years. And I believe that time he had approached that time Commissioner Johnson, and he wanted him to run. Okay, just move one slide again. Councilwoman Kimberly Lowe has criticized and called for investigation of this. She regularly talks about this. This is why she broke away from the group, okay, saying it was fraudulent and shady, raising questions of why this sale of the property was between, it should have been $350,000, why was it $100,000? So, exactly why Andrew Doe was convicted yesterday is what they've been doing in the city of Westminster for many years. Yet it gets away. No one pays attention, and no one knows what's going on. On April 7th, Todd accepted a $1,000 contribution, so he gets a campaign contribution from SPT Properties, Westminster Properties, which was just 3 months before the vote to sell the property. Then again in 2020, he gets $3,500 contribution from SPT Westminster, his run for Orange County Water Board. Is there a conflict of interest? Is there a connection of SPT Westminster Properties? I believe so. But we leave it up to the voters to make the decision and make the decision. Let's move into the next one too. City gets state federal funds. However, in June 2020, Zip resigned. Okay, thank you, David. Let's move on to the next slide. Okay, so this is just more details. August 20th, the city council member still reads excerpts from this, transcript of an interview. Ho had conducted an interview, which she telephoned city manager Youssef about his contract. Todd tells her it was the right of the city manager to hire, and that she shouldn't get involved. Ho also asserts that Todd referred to the okay, this is documented. People just don't pay attention or they're not understanding what's going on in Westminster City Council. When Tree Todd was the mayor. Okay? Tree Todd left the mayorship in disgrace. A $17 billion budget deficit. People were fighting. And then he gets elected to the state assembly. Let's go to the next slide. Next. Okay, so he responds. One slide back. Okay, so there's constant infighting in the city of Westminster, and everybody knows our rampants in Westminster City Council in 2022 because of this kind of stuff. We're wasting taxpayer money. We're trying to bring our buddies in, paying $9,000 a month. Doesn't this sound like Andrew Doe? Did you guys read about this in the Orange County Register this morning and yesterday? What's the difference? Next slide. Civic Center Renovation Project, Part 1. Okay? He voted in favor of moving, Tree Top voted in favor of moving on a proposed Civic Center renovation project, which has been in planning stages for 4 years and was made by a private developer. The project was halted after Kimberly Ho called for voting to stop the project. The city had not invested money in the project. The city employees would extend or reimburse time. So again, waste of taxpayer dollars, waste of city money spent your time. Let's go to the next slide. Steve Sheldon is in the picture. In a presentation to the city council, arguing City Hall was not built to scientific standards. Sheldon claims were found to be inaccurate, which led the council to reconsider applying to develop a new civic center. So this is what Kimberly Ho talks about when she says, I saved City Hall. It would have been sold to Steve Sheldon and his developers. Sheldon wanted exclusive negotiation to come up with specific plans where you plan a 118-unit townhome project. This is what she did to stop it in 2017. Go ahead. Council critics of Sheldon said his proposed generate revenue would only benefit the developer, not the residents. Why are you voting for something that only benefits the developer, not the residents? I thought your job as a public servant is to support the community. And argued revenue from sales city actually go into general fund. Treeton, his ally at that time, Vice Mayor Wynn, disagreed. Treeton said he wanted to handle it professionally and to have the city manager be attorney to Dallas Sheldon. You're telling me my opponent is for the residents or for his developer buddy friends? Next slide. Let's talk about the Westminster sales tax revenue. Okay. This was a big one. He flip-flopped back and forth. I was watching this. We passed the Measure SS in November 2018. Okay? This is because we need to increase revenue for the city. Okay? The city in 2022 was saying, if we don't pass this measure and we don't give the voters a right to vote, we are going to get returned back to we are becoming we're going bankrupt. Okay? It was Measure Y. They coined it. Okay? There was a sunset clause of Measure SS. City council had an opportunity to put it on the ballot for renewal. Todd abstains from voting. Okay, he abstains from voting. In the first 7 months, it was slated to expire. He abstains from voting to place the sales tax revenue on the ballot despite an August deadline. Next slide. At the last minute with hours to go on August 12th, he switches his vote and agrees to place the sales tax measure on the ballot. He claimed to have changed the vote after hearing from residents and only agreed to vote for it if the sales tax would put a 20-year sunset. Todd changed his vote after hearing from residents and criticized the city council for indecision. He abstained, and later on, as residents chastised Todd letting go for abstaining, you're not even giving the residents a chance to vote on this issue. Give the residents a chance to get a right pass. Okay? You're acting like tyrants, you're listening to mockery, former council member Diana Carey. They fight so much, that's the reason we're here. We're afraid to vote on anything substantive because they don't understand it. You vote for these people that don't understand what's going on because they feel that other people in the council will be BS. Political game. You do it for your politics, so you make sure you're elected. You don't do it for the community. Here, from a 2-year to 4-year service. The Democratic Party asked me to run for mayor. They didn't know whether it was 2 or 4 years at that time. They thought it was 2 years. Because of Tree Thought, he made it 4 years. Talk about self-dealing. Talk about the lack of term limits. The measure cost Westminster $85,000 of your money, City of Westminster. Now the measure placed in the June ballot, as opposed to $10,000 when it cost you in November. How much money are they wasting? How much are they wasting? Councilmember Marjorie Rice voted against placing measure in the ballot. I walked this week out to tax themselves. To spend $85,000 on an election that is not needed, I would not do that. Councilmember Sergio Contreras also voted against placing measure. Okay, here's a laundry list of things going on. I didn't have time today. I had to put this together. Okay? So I don't, people are busy, people have to work, people have to put their ballots in. We voted this man into the assembly. Okay? Now, we have pictures of Andrew Doe and Tree Taw, do we not? Andrew Doe and Tree Taw, we have so many pictures of them. They're cut from the same cloth, okay? And I want to say this, unless Trustee Johnson wants to say anything else. I want to be cognizant of our time, because we can go on and on. We're at 6:02, this thing started at 5. Okay, so my final comments are this, okay? You can change this. This is not Tree Taw's fault. This is the voters' fault. Okay? Because you're his boss. Okay? You vote for him. Okay? You vote for this. I don't want to turn this on the voters. That check mark for Tree Taw gets you this for the assembly. And you're hurting yourself. Because if you don't want funding back from the states, if you don't want to solve our homelessness problem, if you don't want to build that bridge over Bosa that we should have done the last 20 years, because quote unquote Frank Jow says there's too many arsonists in this community, go ahead and keep voting for Tree Taw. Okay? But this is clearly what's going on. The feds have come in. They've taken out Andrew Doe out of office. Do we want this to continue? Or do we need fresher, younger, ethical leaders in this community? I leave it up to you guys. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you so much, okay?
Thank you.
Chương trình là buổi họp báo của anh Jimmy Phạm đã chấm dứt đó bà con. Thì cũng có cho bà con biết đôi tin tức về của
Dạ, tôi bên phố Busan TV có một câu hỏi.